Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, again for tonight's official coverage of Rainlight Racing's GT3 Series 6, proudly brought to you by Sim Blacks, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossing 43, Hendo, and obviously, once again, broadcast to you by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Like I mentioned, it is round 4. We are at Snetterton, and I have J-Man right by my side. J-Man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, mate. Good. Welcome, viewers. Welcome, everybody. Another great Monday night to be here.
Yes.
And back into the GT3s here with Rainlight Racing. As you mentioned, round 4, Series 6, Season 6.
Yes.
So, mate, looking forward to this. Not everybody's cup of tea over the years has been a Snetterton, but I'm a bit of a fan. We were talking off air. You and I both don't mind this track at all.
Yeah, no, don't mind this place. Don't mind this place, J-Man.
Quite the circuit too. 4.7 kilometres, so it's a relatively big circuit on the modern calendar. And around 12 turns and some high risk, really high risk turns in here. You know, I think the likes of around the back sector,
Yes.
which they call Brundle, into Nelson, and then they shoot through this right-hander and they go all the way down the hill, down the sweeping right-hander, of which they call Coram, down into the sharp left-hander of Murray's to come back onto the centre straight. And I'll tell you what, that's the high-risk section right there. I think that's where it really gets risky and technical. We're going to see a bit of two-wide stuff, I think, down there tonight, and a good field too.
I tend to agree, J-Man, yes, and a good field, yeah, that back section after you go under the bridge and go through that little flip-flop and then out into that fast right-hander, multi-apexing, very long part of the circuit. I'll look at, and to look at on paper, it looks like all the business is in the beginning of the circuit, but that back section is very high speed and will provide some awesome action. J-Man,
Oh, yeah.
a little bit delayed on the broadcast tonight too, just so excuse that, everyone. A little bit of technical issues in the background at Rainlight Racing here, but we have a good field, like you just mentioned, J-Man, so everybody's hung around and are keen as to get amongst it here tonight once again for Rainlight Racing's 2024 Series 6 Round 4 at Snetterton, brought to you by Sim Blacks, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing, Crossing 43 at Hendo, of course, my friend Hendo, YouTuber there. Check his channel out, all the links are in the description. J-Man,
yeah, so official practice session just about
to start.
It was a quick fire one for the guys and girls out here tonight, obviously with those delays. So we're about to go into what does very much look like some pristine weather conditions here for this two-part qualifying tonight. So obviously we have got 30 minutes up ahead of us now, qualifying on an optimum track, 22 degrees ambient, 29 track, broken into two parts. So we are going to see effectively the Pro-Am and AMs go out, and then we'll be followed by the gold drivers. So the big guns will come out for the final 15 minutes of the session.
Yep.
And those times will be epic. Now, this one always interests me based on the fact that week in, week out now, Dave, we are seeing some of these names, the like of Gunther Rowe, and even I think one of the other names that came up the other day, who was that? Was that, maybe it was Worcester, but there's a couple of Pro-Ams that really punch well above their weight when it comes to these qualifying sessions. And we get to see that basically once we get down to those final laps. And very cool to see that these first drivers out do get an optimal track. So no real track advantage to the late runners here tonight. The first lot will get a good shot at this Snetterton circuit.
Yeah, immediately, like you mentioned, J-Man, really nice conditions out there today, good temps and an optimum track for these boys. This first tier of qualifying to roll out onto the AMs and the Pro-Ams, rolling out for the first half of this 30-minute qualifying, J-Man, as per here at Rainlight Racing. And yeah, a couple of standouts, like you mentioned, with a couple of boys, as we just see. Oh, Tony Spence just backing it in there after the bridge. But yeah, a couple of standouts. One was in the car that is on screen right at the moment, which was Craig McConnell, looking super speedy. Actually, a few of the Mustang drivers, the Mustang looking very sharp immediately in Season 6. Newcomer to ACC. And yeah, the likes of Craig McConnell, Gunther Rowe, and I think it's Worcester J-Man as well that's running. Let's just see if we can get cameras on. Yes, he's just rolling out of the pits now. So yes, another one to watch in one of the Mustangs.
Yeah, good call on the Spence car, mate, on the 420 McLaren, because that car certainly got a ton of pace on it. Raced incredibly well last week at Silverstone in plenty of battles.
Yes.
So I think we're going to get an idea. I'm just looking at the 580 car of Gunther Rowe. Certainly got out there nice and early. So we'll get a good indication as he is on his first effective flyer.
Yeah, still in the early part of this lap, J-Man, as he winds the Mustang up.
Try and get an indication of top speed, and I think it's going to be somewhere around that 245k an hour mark, which both McConnell and Rowe have both hit that sort of number already out there in the speed trap.
Yep.
So yeah, no secret that Mustang once again's turned up to another race circuit with great top speed, and he just gets that Mustang a little sideways out of that first sector. I think that was out of what is effectively Oggies.
Yeah, so tricky as they get out of that sort of, it's pretty much the first third of the track there, J-Man, where it is quite technical. Some switchbacks there through the first.
And this is this run down the hill now, out of the bomb hole.
Here we go. Yeah.
Heaps of commitment down here, and then got to be really, really committed on the brakes as they come down into this final Murray's corner. Uses plenty of ripple strip on the way out. Actually, really, really tidy on the exit. Be interested to see. Danny Kim actually
down across the start finish line there, J-Man, and
7-3.
Yeah, 7-3 provisionally on the top. Like you mentioned, Danny Kim showing some form. Craig McConnell, we did mention his name already.
He's right in there on a 47.0, so it's a good time straight off the bat. So a couple of Mustangs leading the way in this first phase of the qualifying.
Definitely, J-Man. Tony Spence, another of the cars to watch, like you mentioned last week. Super quick, or was it the week before at Brands? But yeah, look, well up on his time, and still, although still only in the early part of the lap.
Yep, and you're correct, Louis Van der Venter. That is our resident mascot, Archie. He's pretty excited about coming to Snetterton tonight, so he's pretty vocal about it.
Sorry, guys.
That Georgie Goddard there just gets it wrong in the 96 McLaren. Just loops it up into the infield, no harm, no foul. Goes back to pit stops, probably put on a fresh set of boots. Still got a good, 9 minutes of running to try and better that time. However, currently provisionally fourth, and they're on a 48. Hang on, was it a 48-1? Yeah, it is a 48-1. So 47.0 by Craig McConnell still leads the way. Just watching the deltas coming through now. There is a bit of improvement
Turbot just popped up into 6th and Spence into 3rd provisionally, J-Man.
Yeah, is Nick Davison. Welcome aboard to the Rainlight Racing crew here for a Monday night. Good to see Nick, is an old name that we've called before, so good to see him out there in the Ferrari, Davo.
Oh, definitely, J-Man, and welcome to Rainlight, Nick Davison.
Okay, just come through there on a 49.3. Gunther Rowe, what's he got in store? He's a little bit down. Craig McConnell there, just showing signs of big green on the Delta through turn 2. So obviously a different apex there because he's bled a little bit but got it back. So I think he's got some time. Oh, he just pulls the car up, so not happy with something there. Also, Adrian Kramer, well up, Davo. What's he on? He's in there on a 50.7, so he needs... Oh, hang on. Yeah, 50.7, so he needs a lot. So
he does need a lot. Yeah, just coming up to speed in one of the Ferraris there, J-Man, and holding top 10. He's the 10th car on the track at the moment, J-Man, and obviously, clearly still working on that time. So as he winds that the Ferrari up. And look, Snetterton, we talked about this. Not everyone's cup of tea, J-Man.
No, I think you probably heard some stories coming out of this one at the end of the night. There'll be some drivers out there with a newfound love after what will be a successful night at Snetterton, and there'll be other drivers that just will chalk that one up to as hope we don't have that one next season. But nonetheless, I'm sure it'll be a spectacle. So obviously, just to recap on this session here, we have got 15 minutes coming up for the pro drivers at the 15-minute mark. They will have a good shot. Reshuffle, reschedule tonight with a few technical difficulties. We'll see this race being a 1 hour non-CPS race tonight. So just an absolute 60 sprint here at Snetterton.
Yeah.
Ooh, what does that do? Does that create a sense of urgency straight away once the light goes out, Dave?
Quite possibly, J-Man. Look, the guys all G'd up for a 2 hour tonight, and now with the shortened format, all that energy that they're going to have after being G'd up for a 2 hour, they're just going to get, I'm sure you're right, they're just going to get stuck into it, aren't they? And
Mitchie Haas with a big lap, 46.5. This is one of these laps, like I mentioned earlier, that, does a 46.5 keep him inside, well inside the 10, well inside going into this next session with definitely. The pros coming, because that's a big number.
Yeah, as I just see, I think that was McConnell just letting Rowe past, and so obviously McConnell just trying to cycle those tyres for another run, I would suspect.
Rowe, there's still 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, Rowe with his deltas up. Goddard, deltas up as well, but would probably need more than what he's got there going on. As Rowe runs across the line, puts it on the top.
6-9. Yep.
Yeah, front row there.
On the front row.
So, nice work from
Davison
Gunther.
On a big lap. He's currently in there on a 48.9. It's going to be going as good as a 47.9 by the... maybe low 48.
47.9 maybe. 48.1.
Yep.
So 7th provisionally for Davison so far. J-Man, still 4.5 minutes on to go in this in this part of the session.
Mitchie Haas with 2.5 tenths up his sleeve as well, mate, as he heads out of the final corner. And he's going to carry this 10.5 to 2 tenths of a second. It's going to be a big number.
Oh, these are good numbers.
6.3. 6.3 is a big number. I think that one there will stand pretty strong in the next session, if I'm not correct. I think we saw some pretty good numbers. Obviously, it was a shortened practice session, so I don't know if we got to see the full performance of some of our pro drivers out there, but we saw those numbers around that sort of figure, so that's going to stand pretty well.
Yeah, expect to see. Look, again, and I'll mention Gunther Rowe and Craig McConnell in the Mustangs again, but yeah, I would suspect that, you know, at least a couple of those three drivers there, Huss, Rowe and McConnell, will stay in the top 10 after the pros go out, if not all of them, J-Man. So
yeah, now I just saw Rowe. He is just coming back out. What's the clock? 18:14. Okay, so he's going to get round for probably one more flyer. So something to consider on a 4.7 kilometre track that takes around that 1 minute 46, 1 minute 47 to get round. It really does play into the scenario of you've got to really get your strategy right with the qualifying based on the fact that it is a big lap. So, you know, he's come back in, put a new set of boots on it. Look, he's just going to have to do an absolute flyer out lap and then get straight into it. There'll be there'll be no room to muck around here. So
definitely Tony Spence looking like he might slip up the board here a little bit provisionally as well. J-Man, has he got it? He might have bled all that time he did too. He looked like he was nearly 3 tenths up there, and yeah, just giving that away through that big sweeping right-hander, J-Man, like you mentioned earlier in the stream, where, you know, it's full commitment, isn't it, through all that stuff before you stop down there at Murray's and get out on the start-finish straight again. So, yeah, he's still out on track. We have got about 2 minutes to go for these boys. And then
eyes for me on Daniel Kim, mate. He's on the charge as he's coming round to the final corner. Oh, he's a little bit wide there.
In the Milo car?
Yeah, you called it, mate.
Yeah, so not a bad effort though here. This might sneak him up past Spence. No, it hasn't.
Not quite.
Others to look at
was that?
That was
Mark Terwat, was it? I think.
Yes, and who else is on my radar there at the moment? Davison as well. So
Nick Davison just coming down to Murray's now, the final corner, and he's got around about, if he can bring it back out of here and pick back up that doubt, about a 10th to a 10th and a half. Going to cross with just under a 10th, so what's that going to do? Yeah, it's not going to be enough to improve that 9th position at the moment. 48.0.
Goddard up as well, J-Man. Rowe up on his time, which could see here. Oh, geez, no, he needs to do more than that. House has got a really healthy gap on this field, time-wise here, provisionally. There goes Spence into second.
Yeah, he pumps it up there.
So nice work from Tony.
So I think Gunther, if he can hold this 3-4 tenths that he's carrying through, he's only in the first sector effectively. He's just coming up through Palmer at the moment.
Oh, big wriggle. Craig McConnell's still out on track and up on his delta as well, so that'll keep Rowe thinking.
Yeah.
Both of them have bled some speed off already.
He maintained his.
So is that McConnell? Actually, that's McConnell just tucked in behind Rowe.
Yeah, he's in the background.
So
Take a shot.
He's got the carrot. He's got nearly 3 tenths up. Rowe again. You can see the deltas change when these Mustangs get out on the fast stuff.
Oh, what did that do for McConnell? Did that actually... That was a track cut there,
Oh,
so I
here
think
we
he's
go.
won that.
Rowe's going to get Spence back, I would suspect here, J-Man. Spence still out on track with 14.5 minutes in.
46.5.
So that puts him second provisionally on the board there, as we see the pro part of the session
Rolling out
right now, J-Man.
Yeah, so looks like Matty T might be leading the way there for the pros heading out. I think she is the first car out on track that I can pick up, I think. Trying to get a read on that. Yeah, it very much looks that way. Tony Spence just finished the lap off, was no improvement there. Mitchie Haas though, 46.3 is a great time.
Wow. Yeah.
And so is Gunther.
Oh, and Gunther's. Well, look,
yeah.
all the boys in the sixes there, you know, right down to McConnell there, J-Man.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, top work from those boys. And, yeah, just watch that space and just see, like I said earlier, I suspect at least a couple of them will stay in the top 10, at least. So, as we just, I think we got cams on. That is Shane Foladoe in one of the OES cars. OES McLaren there, J-Man. So
yeah, he's cycling into a lap. Maddie started her first flyer, so she's well into it. So just got eyes on the Maddie T. Ferrari looking super tidy. Down through Montreal, the right-hand hairpin in sector 1, tips it left into Agostini, the first part of this thing, and then she'll tip it again left into Hamilton. Very tricky corner, this one here. Oh, sorry, I think she might be in Agostini now. Comes through Hamilton now. This one here, easy to run wide here. Very easy. She uses all of the road there. Comes down into this right-hand Ogie's part of the track, kind of like a double apex right. You're on the gas, short time, tip it back in for the next right here.
It's like a big hairpin, isn't it, J-Man?
Yeah, through Williams and down onto the Bentley straight. Heaps of commitment here, looking for a brake mark as you come through this Brundle corner here. This left-hand is super quick. You got to bleed off speed to try and arrest it for Nelson. And then we come down through the bomb hole and start working down the hill for Coram, heading down to this final corner of Murray's. And this is the momentum part of the track. This is where you have to have such good flow on the car, such good balance, a lot of aero on the rear here. Looking like a pretty good lap, Dave-O.
Yeah, looking pretty solid there.
Very tidy out of Murray's, very clean exit.
And time will tell. Here we go. Matty T across the line for the first indicative time.
Ooh, 46.382, so just a whisker behind Mitchie Haas. And it was a very good lap. Looking for Mav in there, 46.332.
Immediately as we got Webley running across the line now as well. J-Man putting himself
Webley,
in.
15.7.
Webley showing up as Mr. Ironcock tonight, ladies and gentlemen, just quietly. So, yeah, popping that. He's just doing a safe banking lap there, J-Man, to put that thing in 7th position, I would suspect.
But how's the numbers? First three is obviously we're talking the 146 bracket, so we're talking a 633, a 637, and then a 638. So super close.
Bad, is it? Yeah. Costas Makrolos. All out on track as well. Who else? We've got a couple of guys. Who else can we pop in and have a look at here? Pete Dawson in the 54 Bentley. Well up on his Delta, over a second. But Webley, probably a bit of a standout after putting the car provisionally on 7th. Nearly a second up on his Delta at the moment as he runs down and under the bridge into this very tricky little flick back chicane.
He's got a lot on his Delta, but he needs it.
He does.
He has got a good number coming, but so has Maverick. Maverick looking to go well into the 5s, 5.7, 5.8 somewhere. Okay.
Matty T just snuck up into first position there, J-Man.
Hey, 46.1 for Matt.
Oh, only momentarily.
Yeah, 46.2 for Matt. So he just blew a little bit of time at the back of the lap.
It's moving pretty quickly. Makalos actually just about to run across the line too. J-Man with a 2.5 up his sleeve. Where will that pop him into 5th provisionally? So nice work from Makalos. As we would expect.
And Brandon Webley, P2 on a 46.1 as well. So top two Front row is separated by the smallest of margins, and they're both on 46 ones at the moment. And then back to Maddie T with a good delta building as she approaches sector 2 on the circuit at the moment. So
we can't forget Nick Firth just sneaking up into 11th position there, J-Man, after crossing a line, and not Joe Grimmer. Who was I looking for there before? Well,
Maddie T's on a number here.
Ashton Hughes in the Porsche. I think one of only 2 Porsches in the race tonight as well. Maddie T definitely up on the numbers. Like you said, J-Man, looks like she might dip into the 5s if she can keep that momentum. But Mav, he looks like he's easily going to dip into the 5s with his momentum at the moment. So, not sure where Mav is on track at the moment. Let's just have a look at that.
Maddie's going to go provisionally to the top here.
Here's Mav, across the line. That is Webley, just provisionally. What's this? Mav across the line. Is he going to take it back? Yes, he does.
45.
So we have got a qualifying duel between Mav and Matty T at the moment, J-Man. As these guys, and you can just see back a shot there. Matty T just up in front. And so these guys trading position. But, Webley, bam, in the 65 Mustang. Goes, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Look at that.
Yeah, and Hendo doing a great job too. Although Shane Fodderdo just pips him for that second row as well in the 585 McLaren for a 46.3. So it's all going off here in the last phase of the qualifying. Still just under 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, so these guys are only halfway through their qualifying session, J-Man. So look, still plenty to come. How much more can they extract? I'd say it will tighten up, but it's only going to be milliseconds, isn't it?
It is.
Between these guys and girls. Hemi Bateman.
Where's the Crossy car? I was expecting to see the Crossy car a little bit further up. Where is he provisionally? P14?
P14, yes. The Sim Blacks number 43 Honda, piloted by Crossy there. Oh, look, he's a dark horse, J-Man. It's not looking quick at the moment, but you can't write that guy off. And like I said, only a little over halfway through their qualifying session, so plenty to watch out there.
Everett. What's he got? I don't think he's got enough. Not this lap.
These are close times, J-Man.
Oh, very, very close. He's into the 45.7 bracket as well.
Makalos looking very healthy as well, J-Man. Maybe not 45 territory, but...
he got a good exit. He got a very, very good exit.
This could get him a couple of positions here. Maybe into the second row over Fodderdo.
Yeah, Maddie T on a 45.960. Maddie needs to drop into those 45s to... mind you, she is on the second row provisionally, so who's got what? Nick Firth, guy we often talk about, performing incredibly well at the moment in this pro class. He's got about 5.5 tenths up his sleeve. What's he in there? He's on a 46.9. He needs a lot more. Where's this going to move him up to? P8. So inside the 10 is Firthy. And critically, only Mitchie Haas in front of him out of the Pro-Am category in front of him now. So he'll want to be punching well inside these pro class drivers at the moment. Yeah, good to have you on board, Warren Baker. These guys and girls out here going to have a good run, mate. Enjoy the stream.
4.5 minutes left in qualifying, J-Man, and as we suspected, the deltas have settled somewhat as the times and those gains get harder to find. Matty T already packed the car up. It's in the pits. She's ready to race unless she comes out maybe for a last hit with 4 minutes to go. Nick Firth.
Firthy's on a number here, mate.
Firthy is on a good number, J-Man. Camera's still on the Nick Firth car. Oh, big wriggle.
As he comes down the Bentley straight as we speak. can get through this next sector down through Brundle and Nelson. They all seem to be negotiating the bomb hole and Coram pretty good. So drops the delta on the entry, has a little bit of a wiggle on the exit too. That didn't help either. So he'll be looking for a great exit out of Murray's here to try and gain some back, because he's right on the time that he just posted of a 6.3. He needs more than that. He was looking like he could have gone a 6.0. Comes out of here. It won't be the...
Oh, look, just bled all of that time. He was nearly 3/10 up there, J-Man, and looking for a sort of fairly healthy gain there, but not this lap, Nick Firth, as he continues on. Pete Dawson in the Bentley, J-Man, a couple of tenths up.
Maverick just started another lap as well, just come through Riches, heading up to the Montreal hairpin, so he's going to have another crack at this top spot.
As is Webley, J-Man, and Webley, look, just there for a little bit of on my data there was showing up on his Della as well, so he's responding to Mav's threat. Macrolos, another still out on track, a couple of tenths back, not quite a couple of tenths back, maybe a tenth and a half or so back from the leader. Webley still out on track as well.
Firthy again, up 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 tenths.
So
building
again, can he carry this through to the right to the last part of the lap? Look, last lap he had a big wriggle out of there as he shot down here towards the bridge.
It's all about Brundle and Nelson for Firthy this lap. He needs
looking
to get
a lot
this right.
cleaner. Fotado also looking quite healthy on his lap, J-Man.
Much better through Brundle and Nelson that time, still carrying 3.5 tenths. That'll be enough. That'll be enough to get him very, very close to Matty T. It'll certainly put him in front of Fotado. So can he go that next step to the second row? He's just dropped a bit, getting it back now. Be looking for a very, very good exit out of Murray's here.
Fotado responding though to J-Man with a tenth or so up his sleeve. Off and on, here we go. Nick Firth across the line, currently in 8th.
Goes P5.
P5, as you called, J-Man.
Where is Fotado? What does he need? He needs around about...
a tenth and a bit.
Yeah, tenth and a bit to 1.25 tenths to try
and he doesn't have that at the moment, I can tell you that right now. Half a second down on his lap time. Macrolos still out on track. Mav still out on track.
Mav with a good number coming. Where is he? Okay, he's only at the start of the lap, so he's basically just coming up through Agostini.
And Webley still out on track, J-Man. So these three guys, they're pushing hard. Matty T in the pits. Firthy's just gone, that's fantastic. I'm going into the pits as well. We've still got Fotado, Henderson, Haas. Obviously, one of the Pro-Am drivers qualifying in 8th, Gunther Rowe, also still in the top 10. And then we've got Pete Dawson, so Mav.
Yeah, and Webley's responded, mate. He has got this timing bang on. He's just started a lap to try and follow.
With 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, so he got out there, got into it. He's basically on the money. He's looking at matching the sectors that he's previously run for a 45.7. Mav's fluctuating between half a tenth to a tenth. Whereas Mav, okay, so he's just coming, he's coming down out of the bomb hole down to the Coram. Yep. And then what can he do? He doesn't need a lot. It'll be all about the S-6 off of Murray's. He's got it. He's got a tenth and a half in hand. This will be enough. This will be enough to take him to the top. 0.7. It'll be very close.
Oh.
Quite. This is out by the smallest of margin.
Wow.
And that's all she wrote. Webley doesn't have to do anything. There's nobody in the vicinity other than Steve Crossland, who is 1.2 seconds up, 1.1 seconds up on his lap. What does that do for Crossy? That'll be a 45.9. That will press him up towards Macrolos. Big late lap from Steve Crossland sees him go P3.
Well,
good stuff.
like I said, J-Man, dark horse, do not count this guy off. Do not write him off. And brings home the number 43 Sim Black's Honda and pops it on the second row. J-Man, what an effort.
Dayton goes 16th to Phil 14th late in the run there. Was, I think, the last car across the line. So great qualifying. Big standout for me would be the Mitchie Haas. Ends up P9 from the Pro-Am state there with that 46.3. But Brandon Webley with a 45.7 managed to hold it. It was a nerve-wracker, that one, mate. Edge of the seat stuff. Steve Crossan late to the party.
Definitely.
Puts it on the second row just to put Maddie out of there. Puts her back to the third row with Nick Firth. But be a big battle on. I think there's some good car pace there from Webley, Maverick,
For sure. We'll just quickly run through the points there, J-Man.
Absolutely.
As the drivers get formed up on grid there.
Yeah, so clean sweep so far for Phil Antoon, aka Maverick, there has had an absolute stellar start to the series. You can see there 218 points with taking super successes through the first 3 rounds. Costas Makrolos in there, 171 points, and only a small way behind is Brandon Webley. So, you know, these guys that we've just mentioned, Antoon, Makrolos, Webley, all inside the top 4 of this opening race here at Snetterton. And then we go to Nick Firth, being really punching well and truly into these pro category here, and he's starting out a P6 for his quali here, 4th outright in the championship. Will Dixon, don't think I saw Will Dixon out there tonight. However, next cab off the rank, P6 in the championship, and starting P3 of this race is Steve Crossan. Prince Tracy out of 7th, Hendo out of 8th, Tony Spence, you can see there in the black indicator in the 420 car, driving out of P9, and then Shane Fodderdo rounds out the 10. Plenty of big drivers behind them also, mate. Pete Dawson, Matty T, Danny Kim and co. There's some big names, Craig McConnell. So there's some big improvements to happen, I think, in the championship tonight.
Definitely, J-Man. And like you mentioned, the list does go on as the drivers roll away. For the formation lap here, J-Man, slight adjustment to the format tonight. Scheduled as a 2-hour with compulsory pit stop race, but rescheduled after a little bit of a delay earlier in the evening. Back to a 60 minute, should I say?
60 minute, mate.
One hour race, no compulsory pit stop. So, mate, we're up for a sprint race right here, Jay.
Yeah, and look, mate, I'm super excited, as I'm sure Webley and Maverick and co are crossing them with a bit of belief late there. Goes P3 really late in the charge there. So how good are the Hondas? Warren Baker, you've seen it live on the stream here that Honda's looking good. But also those Ferraris of Makrolos and Matty T up there. I'm interested to see. We know how well the Ferrari goes on fuel there, so, you know, does it give them an opportunity to run a little bit lighter than maybe the Mustang up the road? You know, does it make a great race car? Because obviously we've just seen full quali spec cars, and race cars are often a very different items.
Absolutely, J-Man. Absolutely. As the drivers roll around on their formation lap here, you have joined us, if you're late to the broadcast, here again for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6, proudly brought to you by Sim Black's, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43 and Hendo. Always broadcast to you by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Look, there's some really top giveaways here going on with the series. The boys are giving away a $50 gift voucher and spinning the wheel for that, mind you. You don't have to win the race, you just got to turn up. And at the end of the season, they are also spinning a wheel for a Sim Magic GT Neo, thanks to Sim Blacks. So definitely worth getting involved. Plenty to play for here, J-Man. And you and I will be spinning the wheel again at the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Will Dixon, mate, the 997 car. He is out there, qualified P18, so yeah, shout out that I didn't think you were there. You were there. I was just too preoccupied with what was going on with Crossland and co up the front late in that qualifying. That was pretty entertaining. But yeah, thank you very much to all the sponsors, mate. They've done an absolute stellar job. And a big shout out to the Rainlight admin team for managing to scramble and get this thing happening for a 60-minute sprint tonight.
Oh, absolutely, J-Man. I'm sure it was a mad scramble as...
Final corner, mate. Here we go.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about hit the greens on round 4 here at Snetterton for Rainlight Racing's 2024 Series 6 GT3 Series. The usual suspects at the top: Webley, Mav, Crossland, Macrolos, Matty T first. And Matty T with a great jump. She looks like she's nearly out of position, but is that Frodo going for first straight away? Frodo down the inside, just misses Matty T, takes out Macrolos. So
Macrolos
massive.
gets away nice and quickly though.
Massive stuff immediately there.
Webley holds back Mav through 1 and 2. That was pretty critical. We know how good the Honda is through turn 1. We've seen it already. Right through the mid corner, but that straight line speed of that Mustang is going to be hard to deal with on the likes of I think probably the Bentley straight and the centre straight. That Mustang is going to stretch its legs.
Oh, look, I totally agree, J-Man. That's where we're going to start to see the action.
So he maintains that 3rd position. So
yeah, so nice
we
work.
do go Mustang, Honda, Ferrari,
McLaren with Nick first, J-Man.
Couple of spots gained there for Hendo in the Aston Martin. So
yeah,
so Hendo out of P8, I believe.
Look, Matty T, so lucky there with Frodo, clearly missing his brake mark there.
Yep.
Slipping down through the inside there. Oh, is that Spence? And it looked like Spence and Dayton just exchanging positions there as well, J-Man. But yeah, luckily to get missed in all that, and Macrolos, unfortunate recipient of the bear attack from Shane Frodo there, J-Man. But the race does carry on, and there is plenty going on at the top here. Webley holding out Mav. How long will that last? Crossland in the Honda. Is Crossy going to do Crossy things, or is the Honda going to do Honda things at this race? We will soon find out. Matty T, and then Firthy in 5th. Hendo in 6th. Hendo qualified really well too, J-Man, but holding position nicely. And then we've got Rowe, Dayton, Spence, and McConnell back in the top 10. There's a bit of a gap between McConnell and Kim in the Milo car there. So that's the gap. That's where all the action happened there in T1, ladies and gentlemen. And the rest of the field just starting to regroup from all that. Now we're in lap 2.
Yeah, I tell you what, watching Macrolos at the moment is a little bit like watching a clinic from Shane Van Gisbergen at Chicago a couple of days ago. I'm not going to mention too much about today, but yeah, I tell you what, I've just watched him. He was back as far as, I think when I first
he was in last, I think. Yep.
Back at 21st or something like this. He's right up to P16, and just the moves he's putting on. He's currently tucked up and behind Ken Worcester at the moment, but he's just sizing these up. He's going wide, he's cutting back,
The car's quick, but now he has come up behind a Mustang, J-Man. That will make his job a little bit more difficult, I would suspect, as we see Spence going back another position where we saw Dayton slip past Spence there earlier. Now McConnell again pushing that Mustang past Spence. So Spence going backwards there, J-Man, a little bit. Turbot also going backwards a little bit in one of the Porsches. The Porsche's actually running in formation at the moment. Davison also back on hard.
Yeah, Dixon improving to, I mentioned the top of the broadcast there, qualified P8 and currently P12, so he's certainly on the move at the moment. So Dixon up 6 spots, Hughes up 6 spots.
The Porsches having a bit of a battle there, J-Man. But there has been some moves and shakers, but yeah, with a little bit of a mishap in T1 there, J-Man, at the start of the race. to be expected, but these guys just sort of starting to find their feet now, and yeah, look, they'll just sort of get that rhythm, and it'll be business as usual, I suspect.
Yeah, clear breakaway at the front, pretty even gaps from Webley to Mav to Crossland to Matty T, and then a little bit bigger gap back to Firthy, who has got the company of Hendo with him, and then Gunther Rowe right in behind there. So we're hoping for a good night for the Gunther Rowe Mustang, so he can bolster his credits in this championship. Always got plenty of pace on that car, has the 580 car racing out of the Pro-Am category, but yeah, he's amongst some good company, currently sitting P7 at the moment, so he dodged all that carnage as well. So
yeah, luckily, yeah, like I said, like I mentioned, all the way back to McConnell pretty well. Those guys just sort of staying out of trouble, and then there's a bit of a gap to the rest of the field. But yeah, nice work. And like you mentioned, Macrolos.
Yeah, got sort of plateaued behind that Mustang. It's just pretty hard to work with that sort of horsepower. Those Mustangs have got a comfortable 5 to 6k an hour. Craig McConnell and his Mustang 246k an hour.
Crossland, sorry to interrupt, J-Man, with all sorts of temperature on the back of
Maverick. Yeah.
So a couple of Hondas there. We've got the Simbalax Honda number 43, piloted by Crossy, and then we've got the number 3 Honda of Mav. Just out in front, but yeah, look, good equal pace from these two, and pretty well running. That's their qualifying positions, isn't it, J-Man?
Yeah, and look, Webley's doing a great job in the opening stint of this race. He's currently up on his Delta. Now, his PB is the best lap of the race so far on a 46.5. So that is the best lap of the race. And he is stretching this out towards the 2-second mark, got 1.8, 1.9 seconds, and he's just inch by inch pulling away from Maverick. And you don't often hear us say that. Maverick's got plenty to think about, as you mentioned, from Steve Crossland.
Yeah.
And then Matty T, she's well in touch. I mean, so those cars lapping at very, very good pace at the moment. And then Firthy just got a little air gap over Hendo at the moment.
Yeah, so Hendo hunting first, but Hendo does have Gunther Rowe just tucked in behind him, J-Man. And not that far behind either, so I just wonder whether that's distracting him a little bit. But yeah, these guys not that far apart on a track, so there would not want to be any mistakes from any of these guys. The next trio is the Dayton McConnell-Spence battle that's going on in the background there before we get back to Kim and Dixon and Hughes. So
Mark Gerbot wide out of the final turn, out of Murray's. He gets rounded up by Kenneth Worcester, Costas Macrolos, and Pete Dawson grabs him as well. It'll steady out as they head down to Rich's turn 1 now, but that was a solid 3 places that he just lost through one little mistake at the final turn.
Yeah, and he's still got plenty to think about, because we saw the pace of Haas back in 18th for whatever reason. As we just see the Porsche loop.
Yep. So there's a bit of contact in there as well post the incident as well. I think that was maybe George Goddard. Goddard got into him as well. Just couldn't avoid there. Nick Davidson managed to get through there okay, however. So we're just seeing that gap just stretch its way out to 2 seconds from Webley over Mav. Mav's still got plenty to think about, although Crossy a little bit further back is coming into the clutches of Matty T there, so maybe he had a good look.
Sorry to interrupt, J-Man.
Right,
Macrolos on Worcester there. Just watch, see if you can pick this up on the replay here, J-Man. Just shows the nose, backs out of it, just enough to put Worcester, to break his concentration there, J-Man.
Yep.
And that's and he's passed.
Yeah.
So cunning move from Macrolos.
So that's down at Oggies, and then the next one is into Williams. So yeah, it's a great move there. Set him up, made him think about the mirror, and it was enough.
Matty T on Crossland. So hasn't that dynamic change between Crossland and Mav stretched his legs? I wonder just whether Crossy's struggling with that Honda already, maybe a bit of a wriggle, but now
Maverick on the move. He's bridged the gap back to Webley quite a bit, actually. It's back down as low as 1.4. We saw it just out to 2 seconds. Wow, good stuff. Good battle there, Matty T. Really, with all the pressure at the moment. Oh, Crossy gets it wrong. He gets it waist up as he's out into the fence backwards.
No.
Honda's doing Honda things. We've heard about it. We know that the rear can disconnect.
Not the way to do it, Crossy, as we watch it here on a quick replay. Oh, and hard into the fence, J-Man.
Yep.
As well. Loses a good handful of positions there in the process. Back into 7th position from 3rd. So really promoting Matty T to 3rd, Nick first to 4th, Hendo up position, and also Rowe J-Man as McConnell rounds her up as well. I think is she still going backwards there? Oh no, that's Crossland going backwards.
It's Crossland, mate. And just to
oh wow, so Crossland in a clearly a damaged car here.
Yeah,
and
there's something not right with the rear end of that car, because that just went all of a sudden. So he might have to come in and repair that, because there's still 49 minutes of this race to go out of 60. So a little bit of an update with our chat box. Thank you very much, and I'll end it. So Worcester, so it's Kenneth Worcester. Now, correct pronunciation for Slambo, aka Shane Fodado, is the one there. So good to have you tuning in live there, mate. So yeah, thanks for the heads up on the Worcester.
Thank you.
And we'll give you the heads up on the Fodado. Mate, she's all just in the last couple of minutes starting to go off.
Hasn't it ramped up? We've got Macrolos past Hughes now after taking a little while to get past said Worcester.
Yeah.
Kenneth Worcester. And so losing a position there. Dawson up on Haas as well, J-Man, just in those few moments we were talking. So Fodado, another name just mentioned recently. Look, there's so much going on through the field here, mate. I think we've nearly called off the whole grid so far in the last 10 minutes.
Pretty much.
It's, plenty going on and plenty yet to come, J-Man, because we are not even through the first quarter of this race.
Hey, look, good improvements here. You know, this early phase of this race, obviously, only just gotten into it. And, you know, I'm going to pick on the likes of Dixon. Will Dixon qualified, I think, somewhere around 18th up to P11. Hughesy up 6 spots. Kenneth Worcester up 7 spots. So great effort there. So good to see. But also Gunther Rowe, for me, the 580 car, up 6 spots as well. Currently sitting P5. I think that's a stellar drive from from Rowe, with Hendo tagged in behind him. So that's just, he's earned that spot. We've seen him. He was tagged on the back.
And not to forget about McConnell either, J-Man.
Yeah, McConnell doing a great job in that Mustang.
Showing as well, as we just see.
7 spots.
Haas, all sorts of heat. On the back of Dawson. Yeah. Dawson has Worcester right in front of him. So this is bunched right up, hasn't it? Just in the last couple of laps.
And who's that? Shane Fodado in the back of shop there. Look,
that is true. Oh, he's getting involved. Oh, look, who's that? That's Hustad inside. Oh, down on the inside of Dawson. Makes that move.
Yeah, Dawson will have the rights to this next left-hander, but can Haas go around the outside? Yes, he can. Full commitment,
like
full send around the outside.
Nice move, J-Man.
Thanks for coming. That's a beautiful move. Look, and he's going to put pressure straight on Ken Worcester. Straight away. So he takes one, passes one, straight in it. So he is fully eyes forward at the moment, is Mitchie Haas.
And this is where Worcester went off earlier with the pressure from, and he guns deep again in the Mustang, trying to pull that thing up. But that's where Macrolos actually just forced the issue there a little bit.
Now this is a reasonable size straight here, and watch the Bentley power here.
Look at it
On the
already.
inside. This is the first part of this corner down through Brundle is very, very quick.
Okay, and so can easily turn into tears here as the boys muscle their way through it.
There's a little bit of tit for tat.
And look at Fotado.
Yeah, I think that sorted itself out. And who's in the back of shot? That's Goddard.
It's all happening right here.
Very, very quickly.
This is class mid-pack racing at its best, J-Man.
Very much so. And a good little battle going on still. Gunther Rowe, Nathan Henderson, Craig McConnell. Craig McConnell is definitely on the move, mate. So out of grid 14, currently in 7th. And Matt Dayton, haven't said too much about Matt because he's out there in a bit of airspace at the moment, but once again started 15th on the grid, up 7 spots, currently P8. That's a great drive. We've seen what Matt can do in that McLaren, so great. He's taking along Tony Spence with him as well. So who was that I saw side by side coming down there? Was that Fotado or was that Dawson and Goddard? It might have been Dawson and Goddard.
Yeah, so Dawson went off out of the right-hander.
Yep.
And allowed Fotado past. Which has given Goddard a bit of a sniff, but now Goddard just getting a little bit jolly on the spot there on the throttle.
Yep.
And giving Dawson back some breathing space. But yeah, Dawson with a little bit of an unforced error there, J-Man. What's happening in front of you, though? Look at this. Haas is not going to wait this lap. And Worcester, so sideways, tucked in behind.
Look, he's just had a slight overlap and he give him a little rub because I think if he had got out there, the Mustang's got the horsepower. Can he get it down here?
Look at it here. Look at it here. Can he pull this thing up?
Great choice of line, though, there from Mitchie Haas to really crowd that. Now, that's... I just was
that's
looking at
Fotado. He was looking too.
Sorry, Atlantic. We just missed the opportunity on a replay there. We've only got limited time to be able to punch those through. Sorry, mate, but we'll try and keep up with the action live. Fotado all over the back of Worcester now. So it's all going on here. And guys, this is P 14, 15, 16, and then Dawson in 17. So it doesn't matter where you look, there's a battle on track. And we do see, I just got to give you an update at the top end of town. Now, Mr. Webley.
Fotado just totally misses his brake marker again.
Oh, did he? He's gone sailing off into the paddock.
Really took out Worcester as well. What's this? Takes massive evasive action. J-Man.
Does he? What? He had to do it. He had to turn out.
Scary stuff.
Yep. So I think that was the area of the first incident as well, mate. So he just struggled down at that part of the track. But I was just going to mention Mr. Ironcock, Brandon Webley out there to 2.7 seconds. So making the most of this opportunity. And it is significant based on the fact that he is third in the championship. He's only, 11 points behind Costas Makrolos. Now Costas currently trying to make his way back through the field, currently sitting P11, so it'll be a good net gain to Brandon Webley here tonight in this championship run. What's the air gap behind Danny Kim for 10th and Costas? It's about 2.7 seconds, so he's got some work to do.
The Bentley is just right in the thick of it here, J-Man.
It is the battle
the last 10
sure.
minutes. It absolutely is. A couple of guys snuck past there, but wow, he's still got plenty on his hands here, J-Man, trying to come to grips with that Mustang. And we've seen that thing get a little bit edgy on the tyres as the race goes on.
Yeah,
might be just sort of going through a particular phase in that rear tyre there, J-Man, and just doesn't look overly comfortable in the car at the moment.
We've also got Hendo in a and a Mustang sandwich as well between Gunther Rowe and Craig McConnell as well. So that's been going on for a little bit. I've been keeping one eye on that little battle going on as well. So that's a spirited battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. So Firthy's trying to just run here with Matty T to try and get himself on the podium. Still with just over 40 minutes to go. So plenty of time left in this race for things to go right and also things to go wrong. So
definitely.
Macrolos just trying to work that margin back. It was 2.7 last time I looked to Danny Kim. It's now 1.2, 1.3. So he is making good inroads into the 10th position car of Danny Kim. Craig McConnell doing a great job out there in that 391 Mustang.
Oh, Worcester with a big slip. I really do think that car is suffering for a rear tyre, J-Man.
Yeah, and it's not going to get any easier. As I think he's going to find Goddard's going to line him up here too down the inside.
Yeah, he's already through J-Man. So, tough gig there for Worcester. That car slowly just going away. Oh, no, what happened there?
It just was a slight overlap heading into Riches, and it just rotated.
And this is the power of the Mustang. I think he just snuck up beside him there, and I don't even think he knew he was there. Oh, there was maybe a slightest bit of contact, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, it was just crossed over the nose of the car there.
Oh, Goddard around and into the wall. J-Man, big hit there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't like to see that sort of stuff out on track. However, it does happen every now and then.
Look, that's racing. That's racing. Haas still moving forward. J-Man, after qualifying relatively well, one of the Pro-Am drivers.
Macrolos on Kim too, mate. Sorry.
And Macrolos still working his way through the field and working over the number 11 Milo car as we speak. J-Man.
Set them up as they come down out of the bomb hole there.
Isn't it? Class act. Here we go. And Kim just getting out of it and just going, it's yours, mate. I know you should be up there. So Huss and Hughes. Oh, is that Hughes in the ground? Off track. Let's see if we can pick up on that.
Yeah, he's going to get rounded up by Worcester now.
So Huss, unforced error.
Hughesy, yep.
Unfortunately for Hughesy with Huss. I think it was Huss. No, it wasn't.
No, that was Worcester through, mate.
Yep.
And I think also on the replay, it did look like Pete Dawson managed to get through as well. So
fairly hectic race here. It's something that we obviously weren't expecting at J-Man tonight. As we were all, and probably the drivers, as everyone was gearing up for a 120-minute race, as we just see Frodo sneak past. Now Frodo, God, he had a crazy night. I'm sure he's
up and down.
Missed his brake marker a couple of times here and there, and really come unstuck and nearly taken out something. Well, he took out Macrolos in T1, but really come to grips with that. I think that super wide screen that he's just newly acquired, J-Man. So trying to get that field working right.
There's an interesting battle shaping up between Firthy and Matty T, and it's just a real ebb and flow at the moment. Gets down as low as around about that 1.1 seconds and then stretches out to 1.5 sort of thing. You can see up the road that is a recovering Steve Crossland in front of them, but they're not too far up the road. The gap has shrunk at the front again from Mr. Webley to Maverick, and it is down. Visually, you can see it. It was heading towards the 3 second mark. It's around about that 2.2 to 2.4 at the moment.
Yep.
So Webley can't lift off because he knows Mav will just punch the numbers all the way to the end. So maybe it'll be a battle about the tyre. Can the Honda look after the tyre better than the Mustang at the back end of this? I think it could. But yeah, Firthy really...
I agree, J-Man. However, you know, Webley did a stellar job last week on it, so...
and that battle that we talked about earlier, Davo, the Gunther Rowe, Nathan Henderson, Craig McConnell battle, well, McConnell's fallen off the back of that, and he's almost into the clutches of Matt Dayton, who was one of the drivers I mentioned earlier. Started out a P15, currently P8, and currently putting immense pressure on the back of that Dayglow Mustang of Craig McConnell.
Yep.
So
a couple of the Mustangs look like the driver's a little bit uncomfortable with the car at the moment, not really doing what they want, and it's really showing in the gaps and the lap times, J-Man, and now, like you mentioned, McConnell vulnerable to McConnell. Other way, McConnell vulnerable to Dayton, yes.
Yep. And, you know, when you get on the wide lens as well in certain shots there, you just have a look down the field, you can see Spence, Macrolos, Danny Kim, all in the background. So, you know, it's only going to take a little bit of feeling out there between maybe the likes of McConnell and Dayton if they start trading for real estate, that that'll invite Spence and Macrolos into this party. And Spence is actually a lot closer than I thought initially. He's right there as they tip it into Montreal. The hairpin right and head down Palmer.
I just see Fodado with a change of position as well, so quite possibly another unforced error, and I think Dawson went back several positions, J-Man, so be interesting to know what happened there. As Dawson rounds.
Fodado and Turbot trading places between 1 and 2. It's not done. It is now. Fodado gets the better of that battle.
Yeah, but Fodado backed down after losing a position up. I just wonder whether he's been off track. Something we've missed on camera there, J-Man, and he's been off track again. So.
Okay, and I just caught on camera there, Crossy just getting out of the way of the battle, which is Matty T and Nick Firth. So. Didn't really upset that battle too much because Crossy got out the way pretty smartly for both of them.
As they drop into Murray's, the left-hander, before rolling across the start-finish line again, J-Man for the 15th lap.
Yeah, so Mav got that margin, what's it? Okay, still hovering that 1.8 to 2 seconds live. Drops down, you can see it bottleneck as they drop down into turn 2. Montreal really does come back 1.7, so a little bit of bottlenecking on the live delta there for as far as the gap margins, but nonetheless those guys just out there trading low 7s to high 6s at the moment, so Dig not too bad. We did see them go as low as low 6s, only about a 10th between their best laps.
Yeah.
46.4.
It's not too shabby for race laps, is it, J-Man? So, yeah, nice work from the drivers here again tonight. The mid-pack has been out of control, J-Man. Heaps to try and keep up with, as we see the usual suspects. Webley, Mav, Matty T, usually in that mix as well, running away with it. But, yeah, look, plenty going on after that. Nick Firth chasing Matty T down. That is the recovering Simblacks number 43 Honda in the background. You can see a little out of position at the moment. But then we've got Hendo in 6th, McConnell in 7th, Dayton in 8th, Tony Spence in 9th, and Macrolos after going back to into the 20s after a turn 1, lap 1 incident. Now back in the top 10, J-Man.
Yeah, Hughesy's working over Worcester. Now, remembering that Worcester been, I think, down at Nelson and Brundle a couple of times, just sort of been faked a little bit into a move down there. So heading down to this section now, you're interested to see what the Porsche of Hughesy's can do with this Mustang. We know the Mustang's got the straight line punch, and we can just see it visually on track there as he just stretches the legs as they head down into Brundle. But this change of direction here at Nelson, the Porsche picks up a little bit much curve.
How deep was Hughes in that Porsche? I thought he'd missed his mark, and I didn't think he was going to pull that up, but really ranged up underneath the wing of the Worcester Mustang there, J-Man, and fantastic looking car, that Worcester Mustang, actually. I love the paint job on that car. Looks fantastic, but yeah, look, he's got some work to do. He's had a busy race, J-Man, has Kenneth.
Oh, look, yeah, the most action-packed out there, I think.
Yeah.
Irrespective of his finishing position, he'll know whatever he's got tonight, he's probably earned it.
He's worked for it. He's worked bloody hard for it.
And good showing from Nick Davison there, just in the back of shop there behind Hughes. First night out for Nick here at Rainlight Racing, currently sitting in P17. Right in the hunt there with these boys, and then Shane Fodderdo straight after that. So as we just hit the halfway mark, as you hear, in this race. So still 23 out there running. So Webley doing a really good job, I think, at the moment of managing this gap. It's just hovering from that, literally that 1.4 to 1.8 to 2 seconds. So I really feel like if we were having a chat with him at this point, he's just managing the car, managing the tyre. I still feel like Honda's probably going to have something for the Mustang at the back end of this race. Still got just under half an hour to go on this one, Davo.
Yeah, plenty of racing yet to go, J-Man, in Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. It's round 4. We're at Snetterton, as you can see. It has been a crazy race. It's been brought to you by Simblux, Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossing 43 and Hendo, and of course broadcast by MATCHFIT Entertainment, which means you've got myself, Davo, and J-Man right here in the comms box calling it all for you. And it has been a crazy race so far, J-Man, and it does not look like it's going to let up anytime soon with a little under 30 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm just watching this battle out the front, and look, I'd like to say, come on, Mav, get a little bit closer to Mr. Ironcock, aka Brandon Webley, and give us a race at the front too. And that gap has clearly shrunk, 1.1 seconds. You can visually see it now. And Webley a little bit ragged through a couple of corners I've just seen in the last quarter of a lap, even coming down out of the bomb hole there into Coram. He was just a little bit wide. Look at the closing distance from Maverick down to Murray's corner. He is right in touch.
Yeah, definitely.
That will not be 1.2 seconds now. That'll have to be around that 0.9 to 1 second surely as they cross the line. There you got it, 0.821. That is the margin at the top.
And we have seen it out to over 3 seconds, J-Man, and so that is a big difference from 3 seconds. Webley will be very much aware of that as they start to range up on some
little bit of lap traffic coming.
Lap traffic, and it is this a bit of a ploy from Mav? Let's put the pressure on. We're going to come up onto the back of the field now. Let's, like this is where it can change in the blink of an eye, can't it? Really, as they come through some of this, these out of position cars.
Or just visually too, like Webley's been out there, been able to manage the car, manage the tyre and the lap time. Probably hasn't had to look too much in the mirror. He'll have visual cues through the lap when that was around about 2.5 seconds. Then he'll just have visual cues everywhere around the lap as he's apexing certain corners. He'll get a visual in the mirror or somewhere on where Maverick is. But now the mirror will be absolutely full of that Honda. So the mindset changes a little bit, in respect of the percentage of looking forward versus looking back might be a little bit unbalanced.
Yeah, of course. So I think we just saw, who was that, just slipped back there again. I've just lost a couple of positions down in the background there. It might have been Turbot. Crossland still back in 21. I suspect that Honda is damaged, and really struggling with that car after backing it into the wall earlier in the race, J-Man. But things are starting to ramp up in the mid-pack again here. Macrolos.
Starting to make some good inroads into Matty Dayton and Tony Spence. So I think the Spence Dayton battle's working in the favour of Macrolos at the moment, because I was watching the numbers and he was comfortably in the 47s. Those guys 48s and 49s. I think Dayton's got probably 47s in that car, but not tucked up behind Spence.
Behind Spence. Now that duo there has been at it for some laps, and yeah, clearly starting to allow Macrolos to sneak up behind him as they get very close again into one. J-Man.
Look at Macrolos' mid-corner speed there. So good through the middle of one. It has to actually turn out a little bit just to avoid the back of Dayton there through two, down through Montreal.
Now does Dayton's focus go away from Spence, you know, like immediately now, as we can see him just get away? Spence making some distance with Dayton now having to concentrate on Macrolos right behind him there, J-Man.
Well, that's the option, isn't it? Is, you know, look, if Dayton's hands are full now with Macrolos, then that's the chance for Spence to run, because if Macrolos gets through, given that he was in the low 20s at the start of this race after a bit of a touch-up from Shane Frodeno at turn 1, turn 2, that he will definitely have the car pace over the battle he's in at the moment. Although Dayton, we have seen with good performances this season and previous seasons gone by, so it all gets harder every position you make, right, when you get to the front.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? You know, the guys are quick. Oh no, that is Dayton, unforced error off the track.
Sorry, I missed that, mate. You probably helped me out with a little bit of, oh yeah, no, sorry, I just caught it. Yeah, that was just off the ripple strip. Wow, that's unfortunate.
So that's put him out of that battle. An easy gift.
How far back?
Easy gift to Macrolos there, J-Man. Still in front of Kim, though, only losing one position.
Okay, so that was damage control there. I think out of just pure luck and how far up the road they were from the likes of Danny Kim and Mitchie Haas. So it does allow Macrolos to go to work on the Spence car. And look at that, not that far up the road is Craig McConnell. So still plenty of time, 23.5 minutes left in this race, Davo.
Definitely, J-Man, as we see Frodeno again. He has been so up and down in this race, making some quite a few unforced errors, and now ranging up onto the back of what is a limping Worcester car. I really don't think Ken's happy in that car at the moment, and it's just been slowly losing positions throughout the race and still struggling. Frodeno, I think, is struggling as well himself for whatever reason, and just back and forward through that back half of the field. J-Man, who is that tucked up in behind him? Nick Davison, just hanging in there, just waiting for any crumbs these guys can drop. Plenty going on. Mav now getting very close to Webley. J-Man up the pointy end as well. We'll just stay on this Frodeno Worcester battle here for a little bit longer.
Maverick so close to turn 2 there. I just saw last lap around 246k an hour for Webley and the Mustang, 243k an hour for Maverick. So about a 3 kilometre an hour net gain for that Mustang when they hit the straights. But the braking performance and the mid-corner performance of Maverick and that Honda is clearly visible now, and he's well in touch as we do have just under 22 minutes to go.
Yeah, as we just get out of the out of Mav's car there, J-Man, and you can clearly see the gains you were just describing. The Mustang again offline, not making its apex. The Honda looking very comfortable as he ranges up on behind the 65 Mustang there.
Yeah, you watch them when they get down. Obviously they'll be line astern here, but you watch them when they come down here. He's a lot closer this time when they get down to Murray's. As they come out of the bomb hole here and head down the Coram, you watch the closing distance of this Honda down into the braking zone here, so strong. He may even look for a move here this time around. It's a car run out a little bit wide.
Oh, so close. So close.
Not a lot of room in there, and he'll just lose a little bit of margin here. The Mustang will just pull away a little bit. Be safe as you like through turn 1, and then he'll range up again at Montreal turn 2 again. So look at the distance that the Mustang pulls down the front straight, and then the Honda will range up through the middle of turn 1 here. Close under brakes to 2. Webley doing a great job from turn 1 that lap. But there you have it. There's the closing distance again. Right with him on the exit.
This is not going to go away, J-Man. We've got a couple of other things going on, still on track. We do got to keep a close eye on this, because even the slightest of mistakes from Webley, and we will see Mav pass. Macrolos on Spence, J-Man.
Yeah, that's heating up, and he's getting ever so close. It might be a half a chance here down to turn 2.
You called it. Spence had the pace as long as he... No, it was...
Macrolos.
Dayton had the pace if he wasn't up behind Spence. So now Macrolos is onto Spence. Here we go. You can see not too far in front there either. That is the McConnell car and Henderson. So these guys still all pretty close together. It might be actually McConnell and a wounded Crossy actually there, J-Man. Nonetheless, these guys will start to range up as we see Macrolos under brakes. They will start to range up on these lap vehicles now. Mav.
Yeah, Mav, and they're about to come up.
Oh, who's that?
Car of Adrian Kramer. So this will play into the hands depending on where they round him up.
They've round him up in a really nice spot there. Yeah, Kramer saw it happening. Nice work. Kim losing a position to Haas there just quickly, J-Man.
Yep.
And Frodo still working over Kenneth Worcester's car with Nick Davison tucked in behind.
Yeah, good race here from Davison. I've been following Nick on social media. Breathed a whole lot of fresh air and life into his GC8 Subaru race car that he's had for a long time, and has given it some good money and some good love of recent days and months. So yeah, pretty cool to see. Good to see him out on track here too. Maverick so close through Murray's again. Sorry, that wasn't Murray's. That was out of turn 4. So he's still very much in touch. Lots of pressure on Webley at the moment. Just wondering where the spot is. Feel like if Webley's just slightly shy of the mark as they come into Murray's, he'll be very vulnerable. So he needs to be incredibly accurate as they come down the bomb hole into Coram, and just make sure that he hits his marks down there. The lateral load of the cars when they're braking down there, you've got to be super accurate. Does a great job that time out of the bomb hole. A little bit wide there. You've got to be careful. Doesn't want to drop that left rear out too much in the grass. Maverick ranging once again. He's going to show the nose. Oh, nothing in that as they come into Murray's that time. Possibly a little bit of paint exchange, but didn't upset the Mustang too much. Super close through there, Davo.
Yeah, definitely super close as we just pick up on the replay there, J-Man, over the back wing of the Mustang. And yeah, looked pretty tidy, but very close. Macrolos on Spence still, my friend, and Frodo still working over the back of Worcester's Mustang. So
very much.
It's status quo, but very heated between these three little individual battles here. So we will try and keep up with the action as we just see Spence wide.
Oh, Macrolos going to be half a chance here.
Oh, he's covering.
Can he get the cutback here? No, Spence really accurate on the apex at 2 there. Gives him nowhere to go. It's a great defensive driving there from Tony Spence. Maverick and Webley have just come out onto the Bentley straight. This is a good opportunity once again for the Mustang to stretch its legs and It's probably fortunate for him, given the mid-corner pace of that Honda at the moment, that he's got that bit of horsepower up his sleeve. As they head down through Brundle Nelson, Macalor Spence back at it again.
Yeah,
they
he's
got
made
it.
the move here. Oh, coming up on a lap vehicle there, really forced Spence to take a second stab at the wheel there, and he's allowed Macalos through. Mav, overlap into Murray's, J-Man.
Oh, just not quite. That's the spot. That is the spot. But yeah, just got to be super accurate. We just spoke about how incredibly accurate that Brandon Webley's got to be down there, and look, he held his nerve there. You wouldn't blame him if he had turned out of that.
Yeah, so getting very close. The pressure's on, J-Man, as we just tick into the final quarter of this race. 15 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. That battle is definitely not going away anytime soon, as we just flick back to Worcester and Fodado, J-Man.
Yeah, Fodado's still working over the back of Worcester at the moment. Nick Davison, like I said, just sitting in tow there. Looking good, if anything goes astray. And who's that right behind? That is Ashton Hughes. And that will be recovering Goddard, who will be out of position there.
Oh, Goddard's in the grey car, that's right. Yes.
Yep. So, Bentley straight again, heading into Brundle and Nelson once again is Webley and Maverick. And I do like the line from Maverick through Brundle into Nelson. And I'll tell you what, if he could get up on the outside.
Oh, geez, don't they hang the cars over that outside ripple strip there, J-Man?
Oh, this is a good run once again from Mav coming down the bomb hole.
Is it the corner to do it in? He's just so committed. I don't think it is either. There's not enough time for the lead car to react and give space, because they're so committed way before it, So, but interesting stuff, and really showing the intent, at least, if nothing else. So, awesome to see. And look, force and error, that's what it's all about.
Dawson on Kim. Dawson go for a move on Danny Kim.
The grunt of the Bentley, J-Man.
And this is what I was saying. A little bit of contact there. Oh, and Dawson loops it up. Look, Danny Kim feels half responsible. He backs out of it and just says, "Let's carry on, mate."
Let's go. They're both having a great battle. Good gentlemanly stuff as usual.
And that's the spot I'm saying. If it wasn't for the Mustang's horsepower, if Mav could get the car up alongside Webley at that part of the track, I believe he's got the lateral grip and the braking capabilities to make that pass on the outside of Brundle into the right-hander of Nelson. I think that would be a spot. However, the Mustang's horsepower just doesn't allow it, as this is where they come along now, and you can just see the Mustang just stretch its legs.
Just ever so slightly at the moment, but still stretching those legs, J-Man. But look at the gain as we just get in car here with Mav. Look at the gains, and how sideways does that Mustang look as he picks up the throttle out of the right-hander, J-Man, and into the bomb hole here, and then they get the car right up over the ripple strip there.
Every bit of track and some.
Unbelievable, beautiful stuff to watch. And again, Mav tucked up under the rear wing of the 65 Mustang for another lap. J-Man, we've got to thank Rainlight Racing once again for their 2024 GT3 Series 6. We've got to thank Simblacks for all the giveaways. We're going to spin the wheel at the end of the night, guys, for a $50 giveaway gift card. We've got to thank Crosscut Woodworks, True to Life Racing Designs, Crossy 43 Hendo, and of course MatchFit Entertainment for bringing you this broadcast. Please hit the like and subscribe button, guys, and hit us up in the chat box. We love a chat. Throw something up there. It's PG, just remember that. As we stick with this Mav. Oh, Webley battle, and again, see the Mustang sideways as he picks up the throttle.
But you know, like I don't want to take anything away from Mav because I think he's doing a great attacking job in this race on the back of Webley. But then I do have to commend Brandon Webley on the drive that he's doing, because at no point up to this point now have I seen him being faked into anything. He's assertive and accurate on his apexes, irrespective of how Mav's trying to poke the nose in there. And I'm talking about Murray's, especially the final corner. You know, the amount of times that probably myself as a driver would have thought about opening the steering up a little bit because that Honda was down the inside, but he just makes the apex. I hope I don't curse him as they come down through the bomb hole now.
But opening the steering, J-Man, does that just not potentially force the error? And is that the error that Mav's looking for? And look, again, Webley just drives his line. He knows that Mustang's wide. Like I said, very little setup to get an overlap on that corner for the drivers. So
yeah, look, he's as close as he has been down the front straight, down the centre straight, and then they tip it in through here through Riches, but he'll just be that little bit too far back. Webley pretty good under brakes and makes that inside apex, gives Mav nowhere to go here. And then we've seen equally so, even if Mav gets a slingshot and ends up on the outside here, we've seen cars go around the outside of this corner. I think we saw Tony Spence do it earlier. Sorry, apologies, it was Mitchie Haas.
Yeah, we did.
Did a beautiful move around the outside. Yes. So just picking up on McConnell now, late in the race here, just under 10 minutes to go, really starting to close that margin down on Hendo in the 31 Aston Martin. He's right on the back bumper of that. We know the horsepower the Mustang's got. Has he got enough when they get out onto the Bentley straight or back down on the centre straight to try and close this thing in? He's right in touch with Hendo now. So
Hendo's come way back to him, hasn't he, J-Man? Craig has kept chipping away at that gap. Look in the background, J-Man. That is Costas Makrolos back into 8th position. And we know how quick he is. We've got over 8 minutes to go yet in this race, and that Ferrari is coming.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's probably going to run out of time. These guys are running a good pace, Hendo and McConnell. However, if they do get engaged in a battle, that will be once again to Macrolos's benefit. But at the moment, I think on outright time and margin, he's around 3.3 seconds off the back of McConnell. It's going to require a battle in front for him to do it. Very, very good last lap round from Brandon Webley. 47.2, plays Mavericks 47.4. So only a couple of tenths in it, but it's visual out on track. As once again we tune in and we see the McConnell car right on the back of the Hendo 31 car. That is a good battle shaping up for the back end of this race.
Yeah, also Dixon on Kim, J-Man Huss on Dayton as well. So a few close proximity battles going on at the moment. Cameras currently on Danny Kim, who is it? No, Dixon. That's Dixon. Yeah, just tucked in behind Kim. Dawson and Haas there at the moment, J-Man. So yeah, those 4 cars fairly tightly grouped there.
Yeah, so very, very good battle there. Just got my eyes, one eye on those, one eye at the front, and just saw the run that the Mustang once again, Webley just got out onto that Bentley straight. And look, I tell you what, if he makes that apex and gets the drive and the horsepower down that car, he can just stretch it on both the big straights on this track, the centre straight, the front straight, and Bentley straight also. Looks very, very good, and he needs it because we've seen how strong that Honda is through the middle of the corner. Once again, coming down the bomb hole, down through Coram, heading to Murray's. We'll see this margin just evaporate into Murray's as it does once again. But Webley very, very straight off the exit. They are separated by a car width, but you watch this car width.
This is close. But again, just that as long as Webley gets off the corner neatly, has nothing for him. That's Hendo. Oh, that's McConnell back from Hendo. What happened there?
Okay, and he's in the clutches now.
Oh, okay, so McConnell went past Henderson and then overshoots. We just pick it up on the replay there. Lets Henderson back past. Again, this is that mistake that Makalos is looking for to make that gain, and now Makalos tucked under the rear wing of Craig McConnell's car. We've also got Hassan. This continues. Mav on Webley.
We're in the magic moment. We always talk about it. We get down to the last 5, maybe 3 minutes of the race, and it just all fires back up again.
Doesn't it? What?
And Maverick as close as he's ever been, but then you watch if this Mustang gets off of the straight nicely, and he does, he'll just pull some margin here. A little bit too much curb for Webley, however, still got the horsepower.
Yeah, still got the horsepower. Look, it's only... Oh, look at him chip it in there, J-Man on the left, and how deep Mav goes in the Honda under brakes.
Yeah, he's playing to the strengths of that car and its package, braking package, its cornering ability, and his ability as well. And he's just, you know, it's an absolute so close. Once again, so accurate with his braking. He can just cadence brake and modulate, not to tag the back of that Mustang. That's not what he wants to do at the back end of this race. So he's very accurate down to Murray's on the brakes. Super close this time. Still think the Honda's a little bit better in the middle of the corner here. Mav, really close, but Webley good off the corner. Lots of horsepower.
Really good off the corner there, actually, J-Man. Really showed some punch out of the Mustang. And looking very solid with only a little over 4 minutes to go.
Look at this, Macrolos, McConnell, Hendo, all about to round up Kramer on the front straight. Macrolos right under the wing of that Mustang.
Has he got anything for him? McConnell showing a really good set of heels, apart from that little faux pas that he had trying to sneak past Hendo there on the last lap, or the lap before this one. We got Haas on Dayton as well, J-Man, and Hughes back a little bit, not too far behind Davison. So yeah, plenty to try and keep the cameras on at the moment, and it is close. As we just see Dayton and Haas going at it again.
Yeah, and Webley dropped the wheel in the dirt, but still got that straight line ability. McConnell hungry with 3 minutes 15 to go. Wants that next spot from Hendo.
From Hendo, as does Makalos. Either one of them. He just take it, or either of them or both of them. So plenty going on. And then we've got to go back up the front here, J-Man.
Yeah, so... Oh, Maverick!
Oh, here it is!
He gets it done. Oh, a little bit of contact. Now, can the power of the Mustang, can he stay with him? Can he get this back? We've seen what it's got in a straight line. He's got to be able to stay with him here through this first part of the track. Look at him ranging back up. Look at the horsepower of that thing. Stays right with him, but the Honda very good through one. Now this is important. This is important stuff. He led all of this race up to this point. So if Mav gets this done, he would have led only probably 2 laps of this race. The most important ones at the back end. Webley needs to go with him.
I just can't see that Mustang keeping up with Mav in clear air in that Honda, J-Man. I know it's got the punch in the straight line, but I still feel that it's probably suffering a little bit for tyre wear.
Himself there.
As we pick up back on the Makalos McConnell battle.
Here's a move coming here. Makalos super sideways, gets it wrong, gets it out in the grass. He's going to do well to bring this back on track without spinning. Oh, he does a fantastic job.
Oh, it's not over yet. Let's have a look.
That's a lap car there. That's Adrian Kramer.
Oh, so it was a big overcorrect from Makalos there, J-Man, with the Ferrari very sideways on the exit of the corner there. Just flicked himself off the track. So it's now McConnell, Henderson, isn't it?
It is McConnell Henderson, and I tell you what, this will be the last lap of the race coming up too, as we just see Mav heading down the bomb hole, so there will only be one more to go. So this chance here for McConnell on Hendo, he's only going to get one more lap at this thing. Macrolos, where is Macrolos? So he's just recovering after that.
He recovered, but he's back. He's definitely back.
So Mav effectively only leads, I guess, 2 laps of this race, and they'll be the 2 that count. Haven't talked a lot about Matty T or Nick Firth tonight in 3rd and 4th. They've just been out there punching the numbers, staying safe. 2 very, very good drives.
Staying out of trouble and, yeah, just yielding points,
Right,
aren't
watch
they?
the Mustang here. Watch the Mustang on the Aston Martin on the front straight here, Davo. He is relatively close. What can he do? Tucks it up and tries to get underneath the wing of the Aston Martin down the front straight. Here he comes.
Oh, look at it.
Lots of pace. Lots and lots of pace. Backs out of it. Lets the Aston turn in. Tips it in himself. Looks for good drive off the turn 1. Heading down to Montreal. Turn 2. Hairpin right. Nothing to be had there. Aston very accurate on the straight. But we look for a shallow entry for the Mustang. Good drive off the corner. His next shot will be the Bentley straight if he can stay with him. Try and give you an update on what that Hendo car 244 versus McConnell with the fastest top speed of the race at 248. So 4k an hour he's got over that Aston Martin.
So madness, the usual madness, J-Man, that we're used to here.
Okay, Maverick coming down the bomb hole, about to enter Murray's for the final time. Had an absolute stellar race. He would have enjoyed that one. Putting on an absolute clinic, attacking Brandon Webley, but comes across to take the checkers here for the Snetterton round. Backs it right up. Backed it right up to Webley. I think fitting that it was a photo finish to see both those cars in shot. And then Matty T, after Brandon Webley, comes across in 3rd position. And then Firthy, around about 4 odd seconds behind Matty there for P4. Great job from Firthy. Had a chat to Firthy off camera before the race. Really doing a great job since entering the pro class. But Gunther Rowe, standout drive. Sees Gunther Rowe come in 5th position in that 580 car out of the Pro-Am ranks. And then Hendo holds off McConnell.
And Macrolos as well, J-Man
Yeah,
for 7.
That's 6th, 7th and 8th.
Tony Spence in 9th and Matty Dayton
holds off, I think that was the Mitchie Haas car. And then Pete Dawson about to come out of Murray's at the moment right now for P12. Will Dixon will follow him home for P13. Danny Kim not too far behind Will Dixon either. That battle ensued later on in the race. And then Forodo with an up and down night still brings it home, P15. Great effort there from Danny Kim. Shane Forodo. And then first outing for Nick Davison sees him go P16.
Now, I noticed he actually snuck past Worcester as well there, J-Man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tough night for Worcester, but your mate, he's had a busy race as we see Turbo.
Yeah, a couple of team cars there, mate. That's a Turbo and Hughesy car there. That's the team cars flying in formation, or actually, I think...
crashing in formation there.
Yeah, crashing in formation.
J-Man,
so,
yes.
Crossland coming... Where is Crossy? Okay, so he's coming around the back, and that would see Crossy finish 8th. Kramer 19th, Goddard 20th. And then we did have a couple more placements after that. I think lost Hemi Bateman early. Uncle Joe was in there as well, 23rd. So good stuff, good racing. And look, we won't muck around. We will get into this podium chit-chat. We have got a few people to talk to, and...
We do.
First one in the booth will be Matty T after, by the broadcasting standards, a relatively quiet night because she was out there in P3 just doing her thing. Maddie, you got us on comms?
Yeah, hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha, mate. Gotcha. Great race. Stayed out of trouble at the start. We actually questioned, mate, you absolutely avoided the Shane Forodo Costas Macrolos incident at the start. Must have been pretty nerve-wracking, though, seeing that happening.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how I got out of that with more than just like some paint scrape. Honestly, I got pretty lucky there, I think, and obviously worked in my favor because Costas got taken out, I think. So
Yeah, and then went about trading lap times with Nick Firth for a big portion of that race, Matty. You know, like you obviously comfortable in third, but there was a good portion of time where Firthy was really pressing to try and go with you, and I think you broke him at the back end there and pulled it out to a good 4 odd seconds. But other than that, mate, a really solid race and good points banked.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I knew Firthy and I had actually done a race stint together in practice, so I knew we were going to just be, staying exactly the same. So I did everything I could to shake him. It just wasn't working, but eventually I think tire wear kind of came into it a bit, and yeah.
Yeah, no, solid results. If first time second time we've got to talk to you, I think, is it this season? No, first time.
First time, yeah, because I was P4 in Barcelona, and then
Oh, that's
Brands
right.
Hatch had the hardware
DNF.
failure.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right. I think you were definitely on for a potential win on that one on the strategy, Matty. It was definitely something going to be pretty special that night. So hate to dwell on that, but back to the podium again tonight, and back to your previous ways. We used to talking to you frequently throughout the season. So long may it last, mate, and enjoy that one.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Awesome. That is Maddie T
Matty
out
T,
of
everyone.
P3. Very good drive from Maddie tonight. She well and truly earned that spot. And then, look, the next guy we're going to bring in was a guy that we could have easily been talking to last tonight. However, it just ended up going the other way. I'm sure he won't be that disappointed. Led all but 2 of the laps of this race, Brandon Webley.
Hey, how you going?
What a great race. Give us a summary of that one for us, mate.
Oh yeah, it was going real good all the way up until the end. I had fucking severe pressure loss in like all 3 of my wheels except for the front left one. So yeah, not good.
Ouch.
Well, I got to honestly congratulate you on the drive. You know, we saw so much there at the start. You stepped away. You did a beautiful job managing the gap. It was out to just a little under 3 seconds there. We saw Mav come back at you, but that point where he challenged you from a good portion of the race to the back end, I thought you held your nerve coming down to Murray's, the final left-hander, lap after lap, making the apex very accurately, Brandon. That was a great drive, and obviously it just took that one little bit there, and Mav was up the inside. But super solid drive, and just love seeing that Mustang stretch its legs with all the horsepower down the straights there tonight, mate. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, thanks. Well, yeah, I sort of knew it was coming. I thought he was going to get past me, but yeah, once my pressures went down, my car just stopped working on that corner. Like I was losing about a second on my best lap by the end. So yeah, not ideal, but oh well, it was a fun race.
Yeah, and the other thing as well, mate. Such a demolition job. Very good qualifying, mate. You've got to remember that. That was a great qualifying as well. Held them out as well, Brandon. So great job.
Yeah, I think that was more. I think Mav just didn't get a good lap, and is basically what happened there.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, mate.
He was definitely trying, mate. He was definitely trying. I think timing wise for you, I think everything was working in favour as well. I watched the run that you had, as far as being out there as well towards the back end. So critical with a 4.7 kilometre lap and some 1 minute 46 second lap. You've got to get your timing right with those qualifying phases, and I thought you did a good job of it, mate. And then equally so, like I said, led all but 2 of those laps. So it's, I'm sure you won't be that disappointed. Obviously, it would have been lovely to win it tonight. But mate, you got to be proud of that second position that you just went out and got.
Yeah, I think I probably pushed a little bit too hard at the start, and maybe that's what cost me at the end. So maybe there's a lesson to be learned there. But oh well, I'm still happy, like you said, good enough.
Yeah, well done, mate. Absolutely awesome result. And look, given Costas's finishing position, and there was only 11-point margin there, that's certainly going to maybe shake things up at the top end of town on the points championship as well, Brandon. So congratulations on tonight, mate, and enjoy that one. You well and truly earned it.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. So Brandon Webley with an iron cock out of P2.
Yes.
Where is the man who we are so used to talking to at the end of the night? I'll grab him down. It is Maverick once again. Oh no, I've done something with him. Put him in the wrong place. There, here he is. Here he is. Mav, you got us on comms.
G'day, guys.
Mate, what a race, buddy.
That was fun.
Mate, talk us through that one. Was the first question I'm going to ask before I get a summary out of you, that one is, were you pacing the car at the start?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little. Yeah. The first 2 laps, I was trying to get really careful, but wasn't in the groove yet. But I could see Brandon was trying to check out, and I could see him sliding around already. So I thought he's not going to last long. Crosty was right behind me, but I think something must have happened to him. So the pressure was a bit off. So I just thought I'll just sit here. It felt like an hour in after 10 minutes. So I thought we've got another 50 minutes to go.
Yep.
So anything can happen.
Yeah.
And bloody Webley did such a good pole lap, and I think he got fastest lap. So I thought, no, you can't have the win as well. So I had to do something, take something off him.
Yeah, now we were watching and like, you know, when that battle was going on, Mav, I was watching the horsepower of that Mustang, you know, the straight line speed that thing's got. Must have been a little bit frustrating at times on the centre straight and on the Bentley straight, because I thought if you could have gotten that little bit closer onto the right-hand side, heading up into Brundle and Nelson, your car was so strong through the change of direction down the back before you come out of the bomb hole that it was always going to be on down there. And you showed the nose so many times down into Murray's, the final corner. That was clearly the place to do it. Pat, Davo questioned whether Murray's was the spot. I kind of thought maybe you would have baked him into something at the change of direction at Brundle and Nelson, but nonetheless, you stayed at it. You were persistent. I thought you were incredibly accurate under brakes in those 2 spots and made it count, and literally led the 2 laps of the race that counted.
Look, there's so many times I wanted to just dive bomb, but that forward is so quick, and it's got such good brakes, you can't do it. So I was just looking every lap. Couldn't do it after the Bentley straight because he was too far. You'd pull a gap, and that Murray's corner, I think it is the last corner.
Yep.
He was so slow in that. Like, he was ridiculously slow. I just thought, I'm just going to give him a false sense of hope that I'm not going to send it, and then send it. The one lap I just sent it, and it's a bloody tricky corner to break when you're on the inside, and I've never done it from the outside. I thought this is either going to go really bad or it's going to pull off, and I'm going to look like a hero.
Well, it's so hard, isn't it, mate? Because you've still got right hand lock on the car, the lateral load's all flying out to the left, and then all of a sudden you've got to brake it and turn it 90 degrees left. It is a tricky corner. However, you did kind of make it look easy multiple times going around there. So
yeah, it was a lot more stressful in the car.
Yep. And so, look, to be honest, mate, on reflection, what a great race. And, you know, I'm always looking at the numbers. I'm a numbers guy, and 4 on the trot, Mav, is a very, very, it's a typical Maverick thing to do, but it's a very, very good start to this title hunt. However, do you feel like week in, week out, some of these guys are getting a little closer, Mav?
Yeah, definitely. I think Costas wasn't up there today, but expected him to be, and Webley's been pretty consistent. So he's been showing really good pace, and he's improved quite a bit with his consistency through the race compared to last season, I think. So I think he curses the forward, but it actually suits him quite well, I think.
Yeah, look, he does. He drives it very well. But as is the Honda with yourself, mate, you really play to that car's strengths, its mid-corner capabilities, and you really maximise its braking capabilities too. So another solid result, mate, sees you stretch that title lead just a little bit more. But more importantly, once again, a great spectacle for us and for the viewers, mate. You guys absolutely put on a clinic tonight, out in first and second for that hour duration. So one has to beg the question, what will that look like for 2 hours with a bit of strategy? And I think it would have been pretty entertaining.
Yeah, with a pit stop, it probably would have been a bit more exciting, but I don't think anybody wanted to do it for 2 hours, to be honest.
Probably not. Not.
Yeah. But hey, look, thanks for the chat. You enjoy that one. Once again, mate, that number 1 seat and spot is kind of reserved for you at the moment until anybody decides to take it from you. So well done, Maverick, out of P1 here at Snetterton.
Cheers, fellas. Thanks for the call.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well done, Mav, there, J-Man, and what a cracking race we've had here tonight at Snetterton for round 4 in Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. We must thank again Sim Blacks for the sponsorship for the event and the series, giving away $50 gift cards every night that we race. So got to be in it to win it. They're going to spin a wheel sometime soon, J-Man, I think. And at the end of the season, they're going to spin the wheel again for a grand prize of a GT Neo Sim Magic wheel. Very cool stuff. You don't have to be up the pointy end to win this stuff, guys. You know, you just got to turn up and you can be a winner even if you're at the back of the pack. So, yeah, plenty going on.
So, is that us? Is it spin the wheel time?
Yeah, okay. I think Craig McConnell's going to come down and spin the wheel. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but if you can you drag Craig McConnell in for me?
Absolutely. Yep, no problem there.
Let's see if I can get another graphic up here. And
actually, I would, but go. Oh no, here he is. I got him. You got us on comms, Craig?
Yo, what's happening?
All right, mate. So we gonna do a spin the wheel live.
Yeah, yep. Well, I just brought it up for you, so
Cool.
let us know when you're good to go.
yeah, we're good to go, mate. We're good to go. Let's go.
Rightio. Got about a half a dozen screens up there, Davo.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Did you get it?
It's about to spin, I believe.
Have we got a winner?
Mate, you're on the button, mate.
Okay.
Me, sorry.
Okay, I've spun the wheel. Here we go. We're spinning the wheel. They're spinning the wheel. And it's Matty T.
Matty T is the winner of the $50 Prezi voucher tonight here at Rainlight Racing. Great job. What we got here, Craig McConnell. What a great race, mate. Fantastic to see you out on the track, pressing that Mustang hard, engaged in a battle all night, mate. But good stuff. And as you see it there up on the visuals, Matty T is the winner for tonight. So, yeah, well done, Craig.
Yeah, yep. No, well done to Maddie. I think she got third too in the end, didn't she?
She did make a podium, so it's a very, very good night for Matty T.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the 2-hour race there because I love that track, and yeah, I got massive pressure loss at the start. I had 1.5 at the front and 1.8 at the rear, so it kind of slowed me down a bit. But yeah, I don't know. It was just a good drive, I think.
Finished strong, lots of pressure on Hendo, mate. Was a good drive.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good work, Craig. And once again, Matty T taking out the $50 gift card. Spin the wheel at the end of tonight. Round 4 here at Snetterton for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. Thanks, Craig. We'll see you next week in the Mustang again.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Oh, what a great show, Davo. That's
awesome stuff.
That's a wrap for me. I'll let you wrap the show up. Thanks, viewers. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Don't forget to hit those likes and subscribes. Helps the algorithms, helps us do what we do. But yeah, fantastic night. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Thanks, Davo.
Definitely, J-Man. And yes, that is a wrap tonight for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 6. We were at Snetterton. What a cracking race. We are back next week at, I think, one of the other Alton Park, another British track. So they're setting a little bit of a theme here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, don't miss out on that, and hit the like and subscribe button so you can keep up with everything that's going on with MatchFit Entertainment. At the moment, plenty of stuff coming up throughout the end of the year. J-Man, thanks for calling it again tonight, and we will see you again next week at Rainlight Racing.